Hey there, welcome in. Hey, Philip, let me know if you can hear me. Just type yes or no. Hopefully, everything is working okay here. On this end, had been having some audio problems with StreamYard, and I'm about ready to just, I want to keep StreamYard for when I want to have people on mic. Okay, you can hear me good. All right. But otherwise, I'm going to be going back to OBS till I can find even a better alternative. All right, so let's get into this. And let me say, you see they're right on the tin, guys. Anybody watching this later on, that I am not slamming the cards and dice game of Stratomatic. This has nothing to do with the cards and dice game. I don't play a lot of cards and dice. It's been a while, so I don't want to really. I'm going to make some comments, but this is going to be strictly about the digital Stratomatic, and we'll touch upon some other sort of alternatives that are out there as well. Staying strictly in the digital realm, of course, you guys know that Out of the Park Baseball and Action PC Baseball are going to both figure in this little discussion. If anybody decides they'd like to come on mic, let me know. Then I can switch to the headphones so that way we don't get any echo. All right. So, thinking about this, it was the other day Samuel Smith left a comment that Strat released its 2025 edition of the Stratomatic PC baseball game. And Philip here says that he's not played the digital version much. So, full disclosure, I used to, and a lot of you guys already know this, I used to play Stratomatic PC baseball, invested quite a bit of money in it, actually. Not to the extent that Sports Time Machine has or anything. I mean, he has like gobs and piles of seasons. But I think I invested about $400 to $500 in this game. And I was in Europe, of course. And when I bought a new PC, I just wanted to transfer the game over to another PC. And because I was in Europe, they actually wanted to get on TeamViewer and watch me do it. And it was really invasive, and I had to buy the new game to be able to do this and that. I'm like, I'm done. And so I never spent another penny with Strat until I gave Strat Max a try last year, which I may return to it at some point as it improves. But nostalgia is a powerful thing, and the two, and I'm going to add in a third. The three big sort of venerable cards and dice games, are Stratomatic, APA, and Status Pro. Those are like the big ones. They've been around a long, long time. I know that there's ones that are older. And of course, now we have a plethora of cards and dice games, and some of them have translated over into PC games. But nostalgia. But I'm which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I find myself playing a lot of games that, I played, when I was a kid or whatever, and loved them. I'm going to be coming up with a double header with Micro League Baseball, which I played tons of, and Full Count Baseball, which I never had the chance to play back in the day. But after the April update drops, we're going to bring it in. But I begin to wonder about, what kind of bang for the buck are you getting? So that's kind of what this is going to be talking about, but also features, because as I was reading through the page that you see up here on your screens, this is the store page for Strat Baseball 2025. And I was comparing that even to what APA Baseball was doing years and years and years ago. And of course, what games like Out of the Park and Action PC have to offer. And it seems to me that Strat PC is almost playing catch up. So let's get into it a little bit. All right. So I'm going to use as a comparison the incredibly deep Out of the Park Baseball, because I think it's fair, since we're talking about digital baseball. I want to compare that, and I also want to bring Action PC and APA PC Baseball, not APA Go, but APA PC Baseball also into the mix, because I'm trying to just figure out why you would invest in an inordinate amount of money in a PC baseball game when there are other equally, if not better, alternatives out there. Now, I also want to continue by saying that I am not at all trying to infer or imply that how Richmond and company are trying to take everybody for a ride. I'm not. You know, people are going to play what they want to play, and you should. And, you know, Sports Time Machine, he plays a lot of, you know, he'll switch off between, you know, rolling the bones and doing the cards. And sometimes he will show, you know, the Strat PC baseball game as he's rolling the cards or rolling the bones and doing the cards. And that's cool. That is super, super, super cool. And the other game I want to talk about too is Pocket Pennant Run, and the reason, and in a way, Digital Diamond Baseball, because of what they're doing. So let's get into this though. So right now, there's a 10% discount on Out of the Park Baseball. I believe it's $44.95 on Steam. If I bring that up, I think we'll be able to see that. Let me go to the store page for this. So there's a 10% discount for this week for Out of the Park Baseball 26. So it's $44.99. It is $44.99. So bear that in mind with, of course, what you guys know that this game comes with is virtually everything. Major leagues, minor leagues, drafts, tournaments, scouting, player development, drive for the pennant, player development, all these wonderful things, exquisite ballparks that come with the game. And that's really important. Plus a fantastic mod community. So Mike Silva's mods, you know, his ballpark mods, uniform mods, Mike Garland's great roster mods, stuff like that. Okay. So at the end of the sale, this game is going to go up to $49.95. Okay. I believe. Yep. $49.99. So $50 game. So that's another reason why I want to bring this up. $49.95. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go back to the Strat thing. Sam, welcome in, my friend. I wanted to, this video is all about the correct comments in my mind that you made about the new Strat baseball. So once again, guys, I am not slamming the cards and dice game, and I'm not even slamming people or whatever. If you enjoy the Stratomatic PC baseball game, go for it. All right. But let's start with this. The game costs $50 with none of the extra bells and whistles that we're going to get to. So right now, it is a penny more expensive than Out of the Park Baseball 26 is at full price, right? $49.99. This is $50. Now, do you want some extra things? All right, so Out of the Park Baseball gives you every Major League season from 1871. 2025 pre-rosters are already on there. Yeah, they purposely give you a blurry field image. Yeah, we're going to get to that as well. Believe me, we're going to have fun. And, you know, Strat has, just like APA, Strat has the cachet. You know, it's sort of like one of those things, you think about it, right? Any copier machine, no matter if it's a Canon or whatever, people talk about, I'm going to Xerox these, right? Or it doesn't matter what kind of bathroom tissue you buy. People are saying, oh, yep, I got to remember to pick up a box of Kleenex. Well, you know, Strat and APA really, really have that kind of same thing. You know, people think about cards and dice, baseball, and depending upon which side of the proverbial fence that you're on or metaphorical fence you're on or whatever, yep, I'm going to roll up some APA today, or I'm going to roll up some Strat. Or, you know, or kind of those things. So they have that cachet. And so in a way, they're able to trade on that because you do have a large demographic of players that are playing these games. I mean, so again, Status Pro is the third one. And I only mention that. I played that a lot. It's been around for a number of years. But, you know, even back in the day, you had other games. You had Sports Illustrated Baseball. For instance, you know, there was Sherco, I believe it's called Sherco All-Star Baseball, Nagamco Baseball. There was a lot, but really Strat and APA ruled the roost. And I think that Status Pro was a pretty good serious contender back in the day for cards and dice. But getting in the digital realm, interestingly enough, those companies, Strat, and we'll stick with Strat, APA, and Status Pro for right now. They didn't make the move to the digital realm when games like SSI Computer Baseball came out. I believe, if history serves, and I wish I had Derek Bain on here, this would have been great. I should have messaged him through Facebook. By the way, I mentioned something cool for Derek really, really quickly. I'm going to be sharing on here an excellent 3-part tutorial that Derek Bain did on creating draft leagues in APA PC Baseball for Windows. And it's utterly, completely fantastic. And I've been saying that if John Herson isn't going to actively promote the game, then damn it, I'm going to keep actively promoting it. So, but I'll show you, I'll give you the link at the end. All right, let's go back to this now. All right, so for $50, you're getting Stratomatic Baseball 2020 or 2025, okay? And so, of course, what I wanted to do was look at what's on offer for my $50, okay? All right, so let's start at what other games have been doing, but these are new features, okay? So, Computer Manager Reliever Improvement. 4 new Computer Manager relief pitching categories have been added, in addition to the already existing categories at left and right-handed closers and setup relievers. Here are the new categories: a long reliever, a 5th-inning reliever, a 6th-inning reliever, and a 7th-inning reliever. By assigning relievers to the various roles, you can craft a game for your bullpen. If you define pitchers for these reliever roles, then they will be used as the preferred reliever in their defined inning. The defined pitcher will be the first out of the bullpen as long as they qualify under these rules. That the pitcher is eligible, he's not fatigued, he's not scheduled to start an upcoming game, and he is not currently overused. Okay, so just in step 1, there's a lot to talk about. Hey, John DFW, he said he just started 1993 Drive for the Pennant. Let me know what you think of Drive for the Pennant as you go deeper into it, John. I think it's just bloody fantastic. All right, so these improvements that are new for version 2025, and don't forget, guys, that with Stratomatic Baseball, you have to buy this game every year if you want to play the current season. You got to do it, and there are certain products that you need action, or you need Stratomatic Baseball to play some right past seasons, and we'll get to that. All right, so in this Computer Manager reliever improvement, Out of the Park Baseball's had this for years. For years. I could bring up Out of the Park Baseball right now and show you how I can define all of these categories here. You know, middle relievers, stoppers, closers, bring somebody in at this inning, at that inning. Get down deep with the manager, things like that. As far as eligible, not fatigued, nor scheduled to start an upcoming game. Well, guess what? Those rules, they've been around in APA, PC Baseball for Windows, with its Advanced Injury Management component, AIM it's called. So the game not only took into account the fatigue of a pitcher or player for that matter, but also whether they had a category called itchy. So you would have to play players sometimes who were sitting on the bench. They hadn't had a lot of game time. And that's not even something Out of the Park Baseball has. So here's something that in the mid-90s, APA PC Baseball was doing. But now you get this sort of new feature in Stratomatic Baseball that, again, you've been able to set up those roles in APA PC, or in Out of the Park PC. So I find that interesting. Interesting. And again, we're going to get to the extra cost stuff, but we're just looking at what is on the tin when you plunk down your $50. All right. Quick play improvements. There are 2 new type of quick play available to you. Next key decision. You can now quick play until a big moment of the game occurs. So why? That's a big thing. Why? Action PC Baseball has had that for years. You can zoom to certain innings. Pure Sim Baseball, which you guys can get for free, has had it for years. Even its freeware spinoff would allow you to play up to a certain inning or what have you. So they're kind of playing catch up here. I don't know if it's because of Baseball Max, that they want to try, or maybe they want to try to cut into the market share of out of the park baseball. I really don't know, or Action PC baseball, but this new feature finally catches up in a game. Strat PC has been around longer than Action PC. It's been around longer than out of the park baseball. It's been around longer than Pure Sim baseball. So I don't know. All right. Show Hide Leagues news button has been added to the miscellaneous option that displays a dialog box which enables you to select leagues you would like to temporarily hide. This can be useful if you have a lot of leagues installed that you don't frequently reference. Inactive leagues can clear up the display of leagues that you're currently using. Well, okay, I guess. I mean, I think that it's talking about, that big long list of leagues and stuff you see. And again, guys, I don't play the Strat PC game anymore because of their customer service or lack thereof. Back in the day, I'll be fair, this was back around 2012, 2013. I've heard they're improving. But and you also have to back up your leagues before hiding them. So, in other words, a simple menu choice, you've got to it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so John says, so far he's loving Drive for the Pennant. Awesome. Game lineup dialog. There's a new reports button in the lineup dialog that provides direct access to in-game reports. This new button will come in handy when you want to view information such as the box score or a team's defense grid to help you decide on your substitutions. In previous version of the game, you needed to exit the lineup dialog, access the report to view it, and then re-enter the lineup dialog. That was inconvenient and also not always possible, as in between innings you were forced back into the lineup dialog if a position is missing. Okay, so kudos there, Strat, for finally fixing what every other game knew. Okay, if I had an out-of-the-park baseball game right now, I could go right to looking at whatever I wanted to make substitutions. I can do those same things. Action PC baseball with this brilliant pitcher batter analysis tool that changes through the game. And I can also use that outside of a game when I'm creating rosters, creating teams. Even if I'm doing something like a strict season replay, I can go in there. I can look at how certain hitters are going to do against certain combinations of pitchers, whatever, to determine daily lineups, rotations, things like that. So again, this seems to be a catch-up. But okay, they have at least made something cleaner, and I will give them that, because as IT Jester's legendary rant required reading about the UI of this game, he is not wrong. It is the UI is absolutely abominable in this game, absolutely abominable compared to APA baseball. And let me also, another disclosure, I played when I was an undergraduate. I played Strat, played APA, played Status Pro. The one I played most was Status Pro baseball, but I played APA and Strat. The card games were excellent. They were so much fun. So I again, this is not about I'm coming at this as an APA fan. Actually, if this was a cards and dice sort of discussion, I'd be coming this from Status Pro. Between the three, Status Pro was the game that I played most of, and why I'm excited for Digital Diamond 13 and the full discrete Status Pro. But I digress. Let's move on. Custom usage report adjustment percentage. The team usage report allows you to monitor player usage, which is important for leagues where you have restricted usage limits. For example, the usage report tells you how, and again, guys, going to be a lot of reading in this, sorry. How many bats you have left over the rest of the season, and the current usage pace each batter's on. Let's stop right there. John says so far he's loving Drive for the Pennant. Awesome. I'd like to think I was the one bitching a lot on my channel, or hoping a lot on the channel here, that Out of the Park Baseball would add that for every past season. And I think maybe I put one post up, but maybe it was our buddy Mike Silva was saying, hey, why not do this for every season? And I'm so chuffed that that's in there. Let's talk about this pace and this and stuff like that. So again, they're adding this, touting this as a new feature. Okay. Action PC Baseball has it. It already does all of this. It does pace. It does everything. And players will be penalized if they go over, right? If you overuse somebody, they're going to get penalized in Action PC Baseball. There's also fatigue rating, this type of thing. It looks different than Action PC Baseball, obviously, but this is also an out of the park baseball. It's also an APA PC baseball. So I'm still trying to figure out what we're paying for here, or what you would be paying for. Let's just go to Generate Computer Manager. This one kind of cracked me up. Several improvements have been made to the Generate Computer Manager feature. Positions are optimized in the generated lineups so that swapping positions for 2 players makes sense. That is now done. Improved selection of default minor leagues. Improved support for 19th century computer manager generation. Now that's good. That I like. That is great. Way to go, Strat. 19th century needs some love. It was the game that was in flux until 1893. All kinds of crazy rule changes. So if they have created a computer manager generation for the 19th century prior to 1893, big gold star there for that, because out of the park baseball plays 19th century baseball very, very well. Action PC baseball plays it well, as long as you're getting in there and tinkering with a lot of stuff. So that's cool. However, to generate a computer manager again, something that has been around, but let's give a gold star to Strat for that, for the 19th century. That's awesome. But positions are optimized in the generated lineups. Again, this has already been done by a ton of other PC baseball games. So anybody joining late, again, I am not knocking the cards and dice game, and I'm not knocking the PC game, but I am really wondering, what the hell are you paying for here? Tournament backup and restore. The tournaments feature now includes backup and restore capabilities. When you back up a tournament, the backed up zip file is placed in a subfolder located in the main tournaments folder. Important, please note that just the tournament files are backed up, not the rosters. What? So, for example, if you created a tournament using teams from 10 different real-life seasons, the rosters for those teams are not backed up, just the tournament files. So, if after backing up a tournament you delete one of those rosters, you will also need to restore or reinstall any team rosters that were used when you originally created the tournament, or the restored tournament will not work properly. Okay, so in out of the park baseball, if I create a tournament, guess what? All I got to do is it just auto saves. I don't have to worry about backing up this or picking up that or whatever. And if I do back it up, all I have to do is restore it. Everything's in place. So this isn't even approaching what you'd be able to do. Action PC Baseball automatically saves tournaments and everything. The only way you can screw up a tournament in Action PC Baseball is if you accidentally delete seasons, because you create tournaments in Action PC Baseball based on a league you've created. Sam jumping in, he says, for phone tech support, Strat charges your credit card by the minute. Oh my God. That's nuts. I have to. So now imagine this, guys. You've paid $50 for a game that I think comes with just the current season. We'll see. I haven't seen what comes with it, but here we go. All right. They charge your credit card by the minute. Are you nuts? Not you, Sam. Are they nuts? So often nobody picks up, you're still charged. Yeah. I mean, what is that? If you're going to, you know what? If you're going to have phone tech support, people have invested in your game, Mr. Richmond and Mr. whoever else, Mr. Richmond's children. People have invested in your game. Have a bit of respect for people who've bought. This is crazy. Do you get phone fun for that? Says John DFW. You get phone fun. I'm substituting a word. I better. Joe Murdy, I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. I haven't been in Discord in ages. I know there's a lot of messages from you I have to catch up. So I'm not ignoring you, dude. I just haven't been on there, because I think I have like 27 from Aaron Reed. But he says, just wondering how you were aware in Hafner's full count baseball, if you knew of any hotkeys from getting from place to place, it might work out well for you. Joe, what I'm going to do is in April, when Jason Leonard drops apparently this bigger Windows update for it, we'll explore that at that time. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, it is DOS based, and it's well, no, you can. It actually comes with 58 ballparks. Now they're very DOSy looking ballparks, but they look pretty cool. That was something that again, I don't want to go off subject too much here, but when we do our doubleheader with Micro League Baseball and Full Count Baseball, hopefully next month, we can talk more about that. But no, it comes with ballparks. Micro League Baseball had that one ballpark, and that was it. Full Count Baseball is super robust. Now, Jason Leonard has added a lot to the program, and that is awesome. There are still some issues with it, but hey, it's a free game, and it is an important piece of baseball history. So, Joe, hang in there with me. Hang in there, and we will get it figured out. I hope to. All right, now, next up, we have the Super HAL lineup depth chart. Okay, so this dialog allows you to edit the Super HAL lineup depth charts. Now includes a generate button. This button will generate the depth charts for all positions. The players are sorted based upon overall player performance with an eye toward how often each played the position being sorted. After this function runs, you can customize each player's position's depth chart to your liking. This feature will make it easier to set up reasonably good default depth chart values if your league uses the Super HAL lineups option. Okay, so once again, and out of the park baseball, you've been able to do this for, I forget how many editions now, probably going back to maybe out of the park 8, at least, if not sooner. Action PC Baseball has it, and it also, you can do it for player quality or player usage. So, again, what are you adding, guys? It's already been there. It has already been there in other baseball games. All right. Thank you, Joe. I hope you, yeah, I do, because I know for you and Aaron, it's important that we find you guys games that you can play. So, we know Action PC and APA PC Baseball are two that you guys can play. And apparently now Pearson Baseball, Aaron tells me he's able to zip all the way around that thing. So I'm very, very happy. Okay, so Stratomatic Baseball 2025, guys, is necessary to play the 2024, 1970, 2025 Hall of Fame, 1910 Negro Leagues, and 1926 Negro Leagues, 1940 Negro Leagues, and Latino and Caribbean Stars. Why should it be necessary? Really, 1970? An old season like 1970, and you have to have Stratomatic Baseball 2025 to play the 1970 season. Why? Why is that? Okay, system requirements very low. Yes, it will play on a potato. Windows XP or higher, which if you're still Windows XP is good for setting up or for having Windows virtual machines for doing some alchemy in baseball for Windows older versions. But if you still use XP, just be aware you're running a lot of security risks, especially if you're going on the internet. But older operating systems might work, but it will not be officially supported. Well, yeah. So what comes before that? Windows 95, Windows 98, and of course there was Windows NT. Okay, maybe there's somebody out there in the wilds of Appalachia using Windows 95 or Windows 98, but like whatever. Okay, now here's one that Sam talked about. Low-res color ballparks shown in screenshot are included with the game purchase, but high-res color ballparks are an optional purpose. I remember when I played this game, the low-res parks looked like utter shit. They just did. So it's a forced purchase unless you don't, you want all clouded up, whatever, blurry, pixelated crap. Come on, man. So the product's now available via e-delivery. So, all right, hang on. I'm gonna put this on mute. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right, thanks for your patience, guys. I know this is low viewership. Hopefully, we'll get people in later that will watch this and talk about it. And you know what? Correct me if there's anything I'm going wrong, but I'm going right from their site. Okay, now let's add some things. All right. So lots of guys are going to want the actual Strat cards. When I watch Mike play it, he's got the actual Stratomatic cards, the images. Okay. So per season, now this isn't adding all the card images, but I get that. But per season, so now you've spent $50 in the game. Let's say you want to buy the 1950 or the 1970 season, and you want to add the images, just the digital images, tack on $20. All right, now we're at $70. Now we're at $70. Hey, AP, how you doing? Welcome in to our little family. Yeah, so John says he remembers when Strat used to mail you physical cards with the season roster licenses. Doesn't happen anymore, kiddos. You want to add the cards, right? And you want to just play the cards, and you have that regulator thing up there. You just want to roll the dice and use, and enter your results and stuff or whatever into Strat Baseball. You're going to have to add the cards. Now you're at, let's just say $95. So the base game for $50 and an additional $45 for the cards. Now, if you want to add both the cards and the card image, guess what? That's $55 on top of the $50 you've spent. Now we're at $105. To put that in perspective, that's 2 copies of Out of the Park Baseball. That is almost 5 copies of Baseball for Windows. Just saying. Now, after April 1st, add cards and add both cards and card image products will no longer be available. So what that means, wow, I don't know. Does that mean they're going to be nice and put everything in there? I have no idea. Now, you can still get this via CD. That's going to cost you $15 on top of the $50 that you've spent. So just the base game, having it shipped on CD, and if you have an older computer or you have an external DVD drive, all right, now you're at $65. You're at $65. So let's pretend I'm going to make an order, and I just want to add the card image. Boom. Okay. Well, no, it's not going to let me do that. So let's just add it up. 50. So let's just say $70. So now I can play one season for $70. All right. I'm just totally, I don't know, man. I don't get it. All right, let's go back a page. And let's go to Baseball Digital Games. All right, and let's view all. Here we go. So we have the baseball. We've already looked at the Windows game. Let's look at seasons. And let's shop now. Let's shop now. Okay, so we're going to select the year. Now, obviously, another thing that they're doing is newer seasons cost more than older seasons. All right, I get it. Not a lot of guys want to play 1929, Fair dinkum. Fair dinkum. Yeah, put a dinger on your Todja. All right, so let's look at 2019. We'll just pick 2019, okay? $30. It is $30, okay? $30 for this. So now, this requires Strat 2020 or higher to play. So this is kind of ridiculous because they're not making, because this is a translation from the cards and dice games, one would have to ask, have you made significant changes to the cards and dice game to justify making people buy your digital game every year? Okay. Was there something in the cards and dice game? How much has it changed? And I would have to appeal to the cards and dice game. So new version. Yeah. So AP, I have it on pretty good word that we're looking at about a week. So I'm actually jumping in to help them with some stuff. I'm talked to Craig Harris this morning, or rather messaged with him, and I'm going to start to work on putting in all the names and starting to rate 19th century and dead ball era managers, because that part of the game is not getting enough love. But I can tell you, if you check out FAC Sports Desk with Paul, you'll get to see what the latest version looks like. Hard-coded dice in it. For 6 different cards and dice baseball games. This game is I'm one of the reasons why I'm rooting for Pocket Pennant Run is I want it to really be a challenger. I'm sorry, I keep showing my stupid avatars up there. Let me make everything full screen. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so about a week or so. So you will see it here. And Craig's going to try to give me some notice so that we can do a little premiere of the new version when it goes into release. So hang in there. It's coming. I'm loving it. The Pocket Pennant Run software is amazing. Wow, talk about difference in bargain. Okay. Anyhow, so yeah, it has nice summaries and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. Why not? You know? All right. So now let's say I want to buy Stratomatic 2025. I'm new to this. And I also want to buy, for whatever reason, the 2019 baseball season. Okay. So that's $80. $80. All right. And again, we're talking purely digital baseball. All right. For the regular price of $49.99, let's round it up, $50. I can buy out of the park baseball, which gives me everything. And I don't have to, right? So so some of you guys, you're still playing out of the park 22. Well, guess what? You have the 2019 season. You don't have to buy anything. And if you have Mike Silva's free ballparks mod, you got all the ballparks and they look beautiful. Again, we're talking strictly digital here. So what I don't understand is why certain things, like certain editions of the game are like, you have to have this version of the game to play this season. What does that even mean? But in contrast, let's go to another fun season. And again, every season is available for Strat PC. Sucks for the cards and dice guys, by the way, because not every season is available for cards and dice players. What's that? What is that? I don't get, and they don't card all the players. But here we go. New for 2025 is 1970. All right. And it's $30. It's $30 because it's new for 2025. All right, let's see. Let's pick a pretty popular season in the 1970s. Let's try 1975. So still $30. All right. But let's go back in time here. Is it because it's fewer players? Let's go back to 1931. Now it's $20, but you're still paying $70 because you want to play the 1931 baseball season. You know, the third year in that great run of Connie Mack's Philadelphia A's, right? I don't get it. Hey, Tessie Ashboy said, hey, Beatles, enjoying the midday stream, man. Just got out of the park 26. Yes. Can't wait to dive in it after your Gators play. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. Listen, buddy, make sure to get Mike Silva's Ballparks mod in the Steam Workshop and his Uniforms mod. And I can't remember the guy's name. Let me bring it up here. He did Jazz Age Ballparks. So these are some ballparks that Mike didn't do. So these are especially useful for 19th century. Let's just go to the bloody workshop here. Okay, and just show you. So guys are moving fast. Mike got this out. There they are. There's his two. You definitely want to get these. And then the okay. Oh, there's a new one now I haven't even seen. But the other guy here, A.S. Rifkin's Ballpark Collection. These are 19th century and Jazz Age parks. But Flying Canucks ballparks around the world. So I guess maybe ramping up for what have you. But boy, this thing is going really, really insane here. You're getting some logos and stuff like that. Embroidered MLB team logos. So make sure to go and load up here on the Steam Workshop. And looking for Mike Garland's mods to get up there. All right. So I'm really, really, really struggling with this. Okay, let's go back and let's just use their breadcrumb here. All right. And let's go back actually to digital games And again, we're going to do baseball special editions and extras. And this is where we're going to talk a little bit more about Action PC baseball. Okay. Which one's for each? It's okay. It's called the oh shit, where is it? So let me bring it up. It's this one right here. Okay. They look pretty nice. So if you can look on your screen, and I have used these. They're very cool. If you play old-timey baseball, or if you want to create a fictional league or whatever, this guy did a really, 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 really good job. The other thing I think about Out of the Park is the amazing community that it has. Look at that, man. That is so cool looking. I mean, this is a ballpark you might have seen in those days. There we go. That's a very famous ballpark. And if you've watched the Ken Burns baseball documentary, if you've read any book on baseball history, this is a very, very famous field. So there are some that are included, but there you go. Look, you got the old wooden superstructures there. And these people are doing this for free. I think this is Huntington Avenue grounds. This looks like it. Although I think that had more of a rectangular shape. So I'm not sure, but this really, really kind of looks like this is where the first World Series was played. So get quite a few ballparks here. So A.S. Rivkin's 19th century and jazz age ballparks are now available on Steam. This mod contains historical ballparks and can be assigned to any team to help to add to the immersion of your Out of the Park sim. After subscribing, go to the start screen, Now, the difference between this and Mike Silva's ballpark collection is that I should have brought these up here a little larger. So while I'm talking to you, let's go back and we'll look at the first ones. So Mike's will automatically assign the ballparks to the proper team, even if you're in tournament mode in Out of the Park baseball. It will automatically assign them. If you're picking teams and you're playing a cross-era league, Mike's mods will do this automatically. For these ballparks, you have to manually assign them, but it's easy. These look really, really nice. So I'll give you a little bit larger screen view of them. This is really nice. I love the sort of texturing work out here and stuff like that. And again, parks largely geo-referenced in Out of the Park. We'll get back to Strat here in a minute. Boy, we know that stadium, don't we? There's Yankee Stadium. Very early one. So there's going to be some crossover, but some of these are just available here. So nice advertising out there. Love the addition of the skybox that's been around now since last year. And nobody's charging you for this stuff either. And nobody charges you for ballparks and Action PC baseball either. Just find a JPEG and go for it. So definitely get these guys. And I also like the fact, I love this. This is beautiful. This might be the default park for the McGreevy League just all the way through. I love it. And I love that look. And this looks like this was also done in Google SketchUp, just as Mike does. If you play Out of the Park baseball, there we go. So this is a very minor looking ballpark here. Looks kind of cool. Kind of resembles, except I'm not seeing the roller coaster everywhere. This looks a lot like the Altoona Curve ballpark, which it sits adjacent to an amusement park. It's called Blair County Ballpark or People's Natural Gas or something, whatever it's called. Anyhow, get it. It's good stuff. All right, going to minimize this. All right, so special editions. So this is where we'll talk a little bit more about Action PC baseball. So let's shop now for the Negro Leagues. Let's do that, and let's see what's on offer. Okay, you've got basically not very much. Let's see. There we go. So you got some Negro League baseball seasons. These are, again, all of these are already included in. Now, what's really weird is when you get back before 1915. So you got to remember these Negro leagues. This was like infancy of the Negro leagues, but okay, pretty good selection. Action PC still adding their Negro leagues as they go along. But you want a Negro League season, $23 for the 1928 season. So once again, $73. I'm going to keep harping on the price. But it's really, and I'm not going to slam Strat on this so much. It's very, very, very hard. As all kinds of game systems are trying to collate, getting its information from the Negro League is very, very hard. That's why the Major League equivalencies are really, really, really nice. What else? And then you got the Japanese League season roster. Now, by a screw up or however it happened with Out of the Park Baseball, Japanese baseball is not available there, but it is available in Pocket Pennant Run. And so there we go. So you want to play, I know there's a lot of interest in the community. Let's pick 2013 Japanese League. What's it cost? $23. So the seasons are expensive, not as expensive, obviously, as the cards and dice game. But these improvements, these so-called improvements, yes. So I was going to get to that. Strat PC Stadium Groans. Hey, Tony M, welcome in, bud. Good to see you. That's funny. So I think Robert would appreciate that one. Good to see you, bud. Sam says card image option is more dollars. Yep, the card image doesn't really do much, and the artwork is mediocre. Huge disadvantage, and let's talk about this, of Strat is that they don't allow mods. And that just, so when I was still playing Strat PC, I bought, one of the many things I bought was the Career Historical Disc. So what that, its closest analog would be, oh yeah. How about it? He says, so for Random Human, he says he can use the Out of the Park mod themes to Action PC, which makes Action PC better. I love the fact that you have the freedom to use both, because I think that these ballparks are great, and especially because Mike and because A.S. Rifkin and other guys have done some ballparks for which there are no extant photos, full field photos. So Palace of the Fans comes to mind, Exposition Park in Pittsburgh also comes to mind. That Action PC gives you that. It's awesome. But let's talk about mods. How about it? So in Out of the Park Baseball, a game that costs $44.99 right now for this week. Guys like Mike Garland, Lansdowne Street, P. Stricker, right, have created these amazing mods. I'm thinking about the integrated mod, which removes the color barrier, restructures the 19th century, but has proper debut years for Negro League players using Major League equivalencies. You can't do that in Stratomatic baseball. You just can't do it. The Career Historical Disc, I don't even know if that. Hey, Aaron Reed, how you doing? I don't even know if that's available anymore. Let's do a little Google search here. I want to see, because what that is sort of a kind of analog, if you will, to the baseball history collection in Action PC Baseball, but there is a huge difference, and I will explain what that is right now as soon as we get here, because I want to see if this is still even for sale. I don't even know if they have it anymore. Career Historical Roster digital product allows users to play with the records of Major League Baseball through the latest completed season. So has 14,000 players, so it's already smaller. It's statistically weighted by there they played in, but what it does is it's basically the player's career totals. So you get the weighting down of their rookie year and their final year. Whereas, there it is. So couldn't find it on their site, but there it is. It's $58. Okay. So fewer players. It once sold for, I remember buying this thing for $100. It says price been reduced to let more players enjoy this unique way to learn baseball history. But they're weighted statistically by the era he played in. But I don't have the ability. I didn't have the ability in Strat. And wow, to create rosters and to create what you would think of a mod, let's say something like an all-time great team, which again, I tried. Maybe they've improved that. It was an absolute pain in the ass. It was terrible to work with. But I think that what you get from Dave Cook with the baseball history collection, which we should. Okay, so right now, too, let's say you're a geek like me. You don't really do a lot of season replays, but you want to play. You just want to play with not even close, but say about 14,000 players, as they say. So $50 plus 50, so that's $108. $108. Okay. Contrast that to DK Sports, who has sales all the damn time. All the damn time. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. To have, I mean, and that doesn't cost you anything. Look at that ballpark image. Isn't that awesome? Good stuff. And all the stuff that it does. And for a much lower price. Why not? Let's shop. Let's shop. Let's shop. Just because because my question is, why would you buy? If you buy Strat cards and dice, awesome. It makes sense to me. But why would you buy what in my opinion, seems to be an inferior PC product that is playing catch up and still has an interface that at best can be called Byzantine? Why? I don't understand. And then paying extra for cards, which they're little weird card thingies. All right. So let's go to collections. By the way, there's a sale this week on Classic Decades, guys, over here. So here it is. Let me see. So it looks like they're splitting up the baseball history collection. Or not the baseball history collection, baseball complete. So interesting what Dave is doing right here. Don't need to buy this. I've got this. I want to go back to special collections is what I want. There it is. The baseball history collection is $50. The career historical disc is $58. Okay. From Action PC Baseball, this one has 18,000. So you're getting 4,400 more players with this. This thing is updated every June for free, by the way. And it also comes with all kinds of cool subsets, including ones that Dave needs to re-release, like the all-time franchise greats and the Decades League that you guys have seen me do. So more value for money. And since we are on the subject, let's go back and let's talk about like just Action PC Baseball itself. Because now, because some people might come on and say, okay, it really isn't fair. It is fair though, but it really isn't fair to talk about out of the park baseball because one price gives you everything. Yeah, it does. That's the idea, and has 5 different game modes available to it. And plays an accurate game of baseball. Plays a very accurate game of baseball. But let's go. Let's look at prices first. All right. So if you want to pick up the deluxe 2025 game, so that's the 2024 season plus 4 past seasons, right now on sale for $44.10, regular $50. Okay. So it is comparable in price to out of the park baseball if you're buying the deluxe season. You want the basic game package, you can get it for $40. Same price as Baseball Mogul. Okay. I think if you're new and you want to do some season replays, I mean, you get a lot going on here. All right. You can do drafts right from here, from Action PC Baseball. Super, super easy. More seasons you buy, of course, the more you can do. You can work at the player level, moving players around, things like that. Strat locks you in. Over 150 past seasons are available. I've seen seasons as low in this game as $3.95. And you're getting all of these extras that Strat is charging you more and just simply doesn't have. So classic decades right now are on. So if you buy something, so the 1960s, you don't have the 1960s, it's free. It's free. It's free. So 32-man rosters for each team, comprised of the players who spent the most time with each franchise over that decade. And I should do a game with these baseball classic decades. But the rest of them are $25. Pretty nice. You don't want them, don't buy them, but you can also, let's go here. You can buy baseball's best of, the 2010s. Do you want to go complete decades? Well, you can do this. These are pretty nice. So how about this? You buy the Strat PC baseball game for $50, and you spend another $30 on a season. So you're $80. Okay. For some more money. All right. Let's say you want to buy the 1970s, and right now they're on sale. So $40 and then add on $68 for that same $108 for $108. Now we've already gone over where Strat PC baseball can cost you that much. You're getting the complete decade. You're getting 10 seasons for $68.40, not 10 seasons for $300. All right, so bear that in mind. Right? So let's go back to this again. And yeah, I realize at this point I'm flogging a dead horse at 58 minutes, but that's okay. I'm allowed. People will come in and out. You keep failing in your drive for the pen and cut-ins. So do I, man. I've passed one so far. So you can't buy complete decades. But let's just pick. Again, let's pick. We Are Family. 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. $30. So again, for on sale right now, it's $68.40. So for roughly, again, 50% more, okay, you're getting, and even, okay, let's be really fair to Strat. Let's say Dave doesn't have Baseball Complete on sale, 1970s, and he's charging $95 for 10 seasons. So it's $9. Is it what, $9.50 a season? $9.50 a season versus if you wanted all the 1970s in Strat PC, well, good on you if you got $300 to sink into it. Wow. Playing a Japanese NES game that's called Major League, and it's based off the actual movie. Speaking of which, I'm hearing a lot of really cool things about a new game that's come out called Baseball Spirits. Japanese game, and it looks fantastic. I mean, it's MLB The Show level fantastic. So who knows? Maybe we'll see. So you guys can check that out on your own. I believe it's called Baseball Spirits. Mods, super important. So let's go to let's go to Out of the Park first. Let's go to the park first, and of course I have to log in as me. It doesn't matter anymore. And let's check out mods. I'm so glad, Samuel, that you brought that up, because we're not seeing a lot of mods yet for Out of the Park 26. We've got to remember it was just released. But look at this. Look at this mods forum here for Out of the Park Baseball. Look at this. What you can get. Right? Minor league alternative identity teams. There's an Out of the Park Fantasy League official thing that you can go. You got rosters here. You got managerial strategy files. AI schedules, Out of the Park 2D stadiums if you don't want to play 3D or you're playing on a really old whatever. There's just tons of mods for this game. 3D camera angles are in here. done by our buddy Baseball. I don't know if there's done by anybody's talking about them. Anyhow, let's drill down a little bit more though, because let's go to 3D models, because everybody loves ballparks. So look, here's Eric Jaffe's 3D stadiums. I haven't even looked at these. Look at it. Look at all these ballparks. Look at all these ballparks here. So these are, again, you wouldn't have to wait for these to come on the workshop. These are easy enough to just install. There's fictional ballparks and 3D warehouse conversions. You want to play some International League baseball. Look at all the ballparks, man. Look at this. I'm going to go to one that I used to go to, Fifth Third Field. Let's check out Fifth Third. There it is. What a brilliant job. What a brilliant job. This is what Fifth Third Field looks like. And it's free. It's just free. Just download it and install it into the game. Yeah, kudos to Mike for getting those ballparks in so quickly. Yeah, absolutely. How about it, John? But look at this. I've been to many, many, many games. Went to see many Toledo Mud Hens games. And this is what it looks like. I mean, you've got the buildings, the proper buildings here and everything in downtown Toledo. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. It's just great. Used to love to sit up along here. There's a really neat warehouse, and you got that real old-timey baseball feel. And then, of course, behind home plate. But Samuel, thank you for bringing up mods. Look at a couple more baseball parks here. How about some of these fictional parks? So who knows? Let's just pick one at random here. Sears Stadium in Chicago. What's this look like? Look at that. That's pretty cool. It's kind of a warehouse conversion is what he's calling it. Done in Google SketchUp. Look at that. You got just these nice baseball parks. And they're not like, the low res whatever. They're there. Mods are so important. People want choice. Let's go down to, let me see, what do we have here in Double League? Because we talked about, let's see if it's in here. Yeah, here it is. This is where the Altoona Curve plays. And there is the roller coaster I told you guys about. This is Lakemont Park over here. And this is a really pretty ballpark. This is the Altoona Curve is a AA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And hitters talk about wanting to try to hit the roller coaster. And the roller coaster, I mean, they don't shut this down when there's a baseball game. And it's some baseballs have hit the cars as they're, or it's hit the trains, I should say, as they're going down there. Look at that. So you want to play minor league baseball, which you can, by the way, in out of the park baseball. This is free. And so not only do you get all the seasons with out of the park baseball, you got the parks in glorious 3D. And each park has a 2D diagram if you want. So you can just make it a sexy diamond mind if you want. All right. But not just ballparks, man. Not just ballparks. Let's go back to mods. Oops. Yeah, mods. And how about rosters? How about rosters? Again, this is something you cannot do for another game that is $50, guys. So again, Cards and Dice game is fine. It's cool. It's amazing. It's got a great engine. It's been around for 63 years. App has been around for 73 years. Fine. Well and dandy. That's cool. But why would you invest in a PC? Is it because of nostalgia? Is it because of comfort zone? I don't know. Maybe it is. Look, it's got a female players photo pack in here. So All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. They're here. So you can even do this. And when they add player photos to Pocket Pennant Run, guess what, baby? There you go. You're set. There's the integrated mod. This is that big one that I've done some games with. And this is absolutely not impossible, will never exist in Stratomatic PC baseball. Look at all the teams you get. This is just the restructuring of the 19th century that Mike Garland has got. And then these are the Negro League teams that will eventually turn into the Major League franchises as we go along. Look at all the everything Lansdowne Street. is talking about here. Other people are doing historical do-overs of baseball, of baseball teams. All this for $50 at full price. And yet this, not going to let you do it. It is not going to let you do it. So if it's because it's comfort zone, I get it. I really, really do get it. But I mean, and if you have the money and it's just about that, okay, that's cool. But I don't think it's cost effective. I don't think that what they've added here, games like this in Action PC Baseball already have. Let me see. There's face gen mods in here. Look, here's more minor league ballparks. It's just all over the place. Historical face gens. Best teams of all time quick start. So this my buddy here. This is our friend H Field 07. So there's 6 teams right now. So this is not the one that I'm using, but it's there. And I'm not sure which version of Out of the Park Baseball this is for. So I didn't even make the connection till now. So there we go. Another Out of the Park modder here. Great stuff, huh? Full 73. What is this? Quick start for a Fast Sim Solo League starting at the end of the 73 seasons based off the first iteration of Full, the front office off-season league. First Fast Sim, a season a week league in the Out of the Park universe. So 2 leagues are evenly matched and play 154 games scheduled with no interleague play. 2 teams win leagues play best of 9. Full classic at the end of the year. Looks fun. There's the quick start. Boom. But you say, what about Action PC Baseball? What do they do? Well, and even Diamond Mine, we're going to bring into the subject now. So John saying here, yeah, you know what, Sam? I don't think that MLB The Show's ever going to come to PC. I think because I don't know, and Legends Sports Universe could probably speak to this better than I could. I think that they just don't want modding. And when you put a game on PC, you know it's going to get modded like crazy. One of the games I love that I play offline is Total War Warhammer. I have all 3 of them and all the DLC for it. And the mods for that game are incredible. And what made Doom back in the day, Doom and Quake, what made those 2 games huge? Modding. In fact, those games kind of created the whole modding culture, if you will. Go ahead, do what you want. I remember playing Doom back in the day. I couldn't play it a lot because I get motion sickness from some of those games. So I can play flight simulator games, no problem, or flying games, but I can't play. It has something to do with head bobbing and draw distance and those things. But I remember playing a Simpsons WAD. They were called WADs for Doom, and it was hilarious. And you were Ned Flanders, and you're going around throwing like Bibles at all these demons, and Homer was there, and Marge, and everybody. And that game just blew up. And then with Quake and Quake 2, and so I don't think, and it's a shame though, because I'll tell you what, if it would be released to the PC community, they would make tons of money. San Diego Studios would make tons of money and give people the freedom to mod. It hasn't hurt these games to do it. So MLB 2012's great mods now. So Out of the Park Baseball, they've talked about that, and they've said that to have a separate historical option, and anything for the Negro Leagues, they would actually have to recode the entire game. And I can see why they can't do that. But, it'd be nice if they did have that. It definitely would. Let's go to Action PC Baseball for a minute here. Just baseball. All right. So these aren't... This forum is not as well organized as Out of the Park Baseball. But look at this. You got a 2025 projection disc. Boom. He's talking about the 2025 projection disc, which is going to be done in about a month away. So That's going to be a product that you can buy. All right, so not a mod. So you got to kind of look around. Player photos, there you go. So Cheech 411. So kudos to him, who also does a lot of big photo packs. The big photo packs for Ballpark Baseball, because they both use the same. There you go. MLB logos. You want them? You got them. There you go. High-res cardboard and embroidered effect sets. Pretty nice, huh? Just download them. Just get them. You got to love it. You got to go through. Here's baseball cards for the 2024 season, if you want those. This one you do have to look down. Whatever. I've shown you guys the APC, but I'll show it to you again. Just because, Sam, you kind of anticipated my real big gripe about Strat PC. Now, some people might say, well, Strat players aren't really interested in doing that stuff. I would call bullshit on that, to be honest with you. So images, there we go. You got a whole bunch of images with logos, with, look at that. You got Negro League's all-time top 20 uniforms. So those are the little uniform things that you see in Action PC Baseball that are on the screen. Wow. So you got all those. Perhaps you want to have some seasons. Well, there you go. How about seasons? And then this is where we got to give love to Steve Tate, especially for his franchise history leagues, right? The best, the NL, AL franchise collections. Steve carded all those there for free. Try doing that in a $50 game like Strat. You can't even edit the players in there. Out of Park Baseball, I can edit the players. Give them new names. I could make one of you into Ty Cobb if I wanted to, or Tris Speaker. So there's Zep. Zep 317, a huge contributor here to Action PC Baseball. So I guess to start getting into the shutdown phase, which I guess being an Orthodox Christian, when we say, let us complete our prayer unto the Lord, the Divine Liturgy goes another half hour. But I am going to try to get this slowed down a little bit. With all of these options, and by the way, I did say let's go to Diamond Mine Baseball, because that's been left out a little bit, because I think this is another viable. It ain't pretty. I will give you that. It ain't pretty. But there's lots of stuff available for this game too. And you don't really have to buy a lot. It's got all the All-Star games, which is really nice, which Out of the Park Baseball doesn't even have all the All-Star games. And I think Action PC Baseball only has 2. You can recreate the All-Star games in Out of the Park, though. Easy. And if you've got all the seasons or the seasons that you want for an All-Star game, certainly easy to recreate those in Action PC Baseball. But let's go to support, and let's go to the Diamond Mine community message boards. Okay. There's actually 2 of them, but let's go to Fans of Diamond Mine. Okay. And it's got a section for homebrews. So even this game, there we go, homebrew seasons. And DMD David, very cool, put a whole repository up here. Okay. So you can spend $50 for Strat PC, and there you go. Or look at this. Every season first from 1871 to 1926, they're all free. Look at all these all-time greats franchise and best of. All free. How about Pacific Coast League? There you go. All free. Japanese League, there's a decent selection. Even their all-time greatest players are there. You want some minor league stuff? How about that? And this game is not expensive. It ain't pretty, but it plays a great game of baseball. So, there we go. Aaron says he has the Doom soundtrack. It rocks. Yeah, I know there's a new Doom game out. So the question I'm going to put out there to people who play Strat PC, because you guys who play Strat PC are big fans of Strat Cards and Dice Baseball, which again is excellent. It's excellent, right? But why? Because if you bought a game like Out of the Park Baseball for $49.99, think of the money you would save being able to buy more cards for your Cards and Dice game. So I guess I'm kind of curious as to why. Well, you know what? Let's talk about one more. Holy shit. Digital Diamond Baseball, because Dwayne Martz would be upset if I didn't talk about Digital Diamond Baseball. So Digital Diamond Baseball. Custom libraries and images. There we go. Look at this. Has custom play-by-play. All that kind of stuff. So again, Dwayne already knows all this stuff. There's a complete photo pack for this game right on a Google Drive. Just go and get them. So more player picks, all kinds of stuff. And you don't have to buy a single. And this is the least expensive of the games I've been talking about. I don't know what the new version is going to go for, but you're getting 2 complete baseball games in this, plus a hell of a board game companion. So, again, logos right here. Historical team and miscellaneous logos. Logo packs here. There's some assorted Negro League teams. And these guys that do these, so I'm just going to invoke. So John DFW for digitally says Out of the Park is his go-to game now. It's, yeah, I mean, it does it all, man. It does it all. But look, okay, ballpark images. There we go. Because everybody loves ballparks. So you can get ballparks. Shows you even how to do custom images. And there we go. There's from the Action PC sports community. So if you play Action PC baseball, just copy these ballparks into your Digital Diamond directory, and you got them. And you got them. And it doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't cost you a penny. But the high-res photos, how much do they cost? I'm really curious. Now, do you get all of the, what's power purchasing? Let's look at that in case I've missed something. Somebody might have said, Beatles, you missed power purchasing. Okay. I guess this is just an interface for whatever. Okay. All right. Cool. Am I glad that I found this? Series A and Series B. Boy, do I remember that from the Career Historical Desk. So Diamond Gems. Let's see. Does this give me any product information? So this is Series A cards for $36. And then the Series A game. Is this Strat players help me? Does this have to do with the digital game? Is that what this is? 1970 baseball cards and season roster. $80. Oh my God. The 1970 baseball game. $81. $81. Insane. All right, what is this? What is this? It's going to make me add it to the cart. Okay, so here we go. Looks like this is just for the cards and dice game. So, okay, we're not going to pick on this. We're not going to pick on this because it's cards and dice. But I will just say that if you would have gotten the black edition, hey, for all that extra black ink, man, but you got $110 on there. But you could buy those things instead of buying all these crazy seasons. I don't know. There are, so we'll just get out of this because this looks, I don't want to get into that stuff. So what can I say, man? Baseball season cards and combo. Okay, that makes sense. We'll let that go too because a lot of guys like Sports Time Machine. I see why he plays this game. Because he likes Strat, he likes the look, and all that kind of stuff. BFS 148. DG games are just regular. There are no PC rosters for DG. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and that's why I jumped out of those, John and VFS, and welcome in VFS. So, yeah, I didn't. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, can't mess." Now, that being said, I could look in there and say, "Oh, what a neat idea! I'm going to put these into whatever game," because they don't own these teams, right? It's not going to be the Stratomatic coding or anything like that. So talk about a mod. Actually, let's go back to those then for a second. Let's go to power purchasing. Yeah, power purchasing, please. There we go. It's a great idea. Great idea. And I think for you guys that play it, I think it's awesome. So let me see. Is this it? So if I wanted to, which I'm not going to, but I could just say, Action PC or out of the park base. Well, let's use out of the park baseball since it gives you everything out of the box, or Digital Diamond. I could just say, yep, I'm going to recreate this right in there digitally. I guess this isn't available digitally according to you guys for Strat. They should make this. This looks like this would be a lot of fun. Imagine the things you could do with this, huh? So, is Strat PC a bad game? No, it's not. Is it overpriced? In my opinion, in my humble opinion, it is extremely overpriced. I don't get it. I don't get it. It has to be just comfort zone, nostalgia, and being able to play your game on the go. I would just add, why not look at some alternatives out there? If you're one of those people who believes that out of the park baseball is not accurate, well, if we ever get Mike Garland on there, we can talk about that. There are all other alternatives. Here's another alternative. This is baseball for Windows. Modular. You can draft. If you have seasons or if you have access to the Fan Park Encyclopedia, and there are ways to access that, that's all I'll say. I do have an original version of it. You can create your own seasons, do whatever you want, create anything you want. If that ain't enough, you don't want to spend any money. Of course, the game that we've given away for free here that's available in our Ned McGreevy Discord is the one about to pop up here in a sec. We hope. And again, because these are digital games, what Stratomatic at its heart is, it's a conversion of a card game. And they're charging you guys so much money. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So we have this one that we did, the community league that we created the other night. So you just do kind of mods within this thing. So we're going to let this load up. And everybody was super, super cool. So these are fictional teams with real players. And we can look at any one of these that we want to. There's all kinds of add-ins here. So who's going to be soon to be a free agent, team errors, switch hitters, streaks that are going on. Everything is already tracked for you as you go along. If I want to look at who's on is this Sarnia? No, it's the Sacramento Wasps. Who's in the Sacramento Wasps? Who got drafted? We picked just a bunch of seasons. And there we go. Look at that, man. You got Doug DeCinces, Dave Bancroft, Tony Lazzari, Hank Greenberg. You can't do this in Strat because we actually did their name, right? The player and their season. So this is Hank Greenberg's 1934 season. There's Walt Dropo, and we've got him when he was 1950 with the Boston Red Sox. So the free game does more. Again, as a digital game, this is not meant to be, about, okay, yeah, you can't roll. No, you can't roll dice in this game. You can't. But it's a digital baseball game. The only way you can get rosters for Diamond Gems teams is to purchase the regular PC rosters for those individual seasons. However, the DG cards are slightly different from the teams in the season sets. All right, thank you for that clarification. But again, I'm not going to make this into a pure sim thing. But I think you guys, if you've watched the past videos on this, if you go out and you see some of the things that other people have done and you're just playing this game, well, in this game, as long as it doesn't go past 2015, create what you want. But again, because it is a digital baseball game, I think it's better in so many ways. In so many ways. For the price. Again, this game used to be a commercial game. Let's go ahead and quit. So let me know in the comments for those of you, and understand that this is just one person's opinion, one baseball fan's opinion, that when there are more cost-effective solutions out there to be able to play digital baseball and give another game system a chance, you know, whether it's you get everything in the kitchen sink, like Ballpark baseball and digital diamond baseball, or maybe you get more reasonably priced seasons like Action PC baseball, or you get hybrids like Pocket Pennant Run, which has the biggest database of all the baseball games. We haven't even brought that up. You have Diamond Mind out there as an option. Even, and I hope you'll update it, even Dombrov baseball allows you to chop and change, mix and match, whatever you want. But there you go. I guess we'll leave it at that. I granted, I'm taking a more populist approach than I would be a more elitist approach. So I'm hoping to get some good positive feedback. Please understand this is not in any way me casting aspersions or being upset about Stratomatic as a company. They do a great cards and dice game. I also know that people get a lot of enjoyment out of the PC game. But I think it's overpriced. It is still the same 1992 user interface. And hopefully with Baseball Max, which is a good product, by the way, I like Baseball Max. Hopefully with some of the revenue generated from Baseball Max, they will finally, and actually, you know what? In a way, Baseball Max is even a better deal than the Strat PC game, right? So for $22 a month, for $22 a month, you get, and right now, you can get a subscription for only $10 a month. So pretty cool. They're pushing it. They're pushing it. So for $120, you get everything with Baseball Max. So I think they're going in the right direction here. You know, it doesn't have, there's only one ballpark in it. I get it, but they're adding a lot. And this is a product that down the line I do want to jump back into, because I really did enjoy Baseball Max. Pretty cool stuff. Better than AppaGo by light years. So I do want to give Strat love. I think it's great in their newest edition that now you can do viable 19th century managers. But guys, why would you spend $50 on a baseball game and then have to pay $30 more for the season that you want? Why? Why would you? I don't understand it. Help me to understand, because I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. I'm trying to get understanding when you're talking about digital alternatives. Because at the end of the day, does there have to be this kind of dichotomy between digital and cards and dice? We can all enjoy baseball? And finally, just to end, I want to bring up this humble piece of seems to be a humble piece of software that has the most massive database and still being developed by Craig Harris and Matt McKeever, and software tested by by Paul Fay. So here's another option, you know, and you can just, it's there. This thing is a steal. It comes free with a game that will cost you $14.99 for the PDF version or $24.99 for the physical version of the game. You get everything. You never have to buy anything else again, ever. Obviously I don't have the newest version, so you can't see player or team logos yet. Player pictures aren't even there yet. You have hard-coded in this game, so you can play any cards and dice game you want and put it in here. So I'm glad to see options, and I'm hoping that companies like Strat and APA, which I don't even know APA season prices, and I'm not going to pick on APA PC Baseball because I think it does what it does wonderfully, right? It's modular, but I go to this advanced draft. I can load any of the seasons that I have. And also, yeah, you can even create what you want in here. So I happen to, I think I created, where the hell is it? Is this, where is it, man? I did a 19, yeah, there it is. So this is something I created. It's not ready to play yet because I still got to do some tweaking. But everybody's in here. So these are the best teams through the 1970s. Okay, they're franchise best year, whatever. So we'll look at our my Pittsburgh Pirates. There they are, having freedom to be able to do this, and this is based on a specific season. So to do something like this, and I could do the same in Action PC Baseball, it's going to cost me a hell of a lot less than it would cost me to do in Strat. So I want to thank Samuel Smith for giving me the idea to kind of create a little video to talk about this, because I really, really want to know. And if you play the game, great. I love watching Sports Time Machine playing the game. I love the fact that it's a passion for him, and that, you know, he doesn't mind buying all those seasons, and watch his streams when he's showing the PC version of Strat. Wow, it's like the incredible, and I know that it's been a number, you know, through all kinds of years and stuff like that, and I think that's fantastic. I think that's fantastic, Mike. I do, and anybody that plays this game. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. So we'll talk here for a minute here. I'm going to highlight some comments. So VSF 148 says he plays both Strat and payoff pitch cards and dice. He uses Strat as your base helper. Of course, the issue with using payoff pitch is having to go in and reconvert rate. Yeah, there is that. But you know what? What's cool, what you're doing, and what a guy's doing, is the people in this hobby, we tend to be very inventive and tend to, okay, how am I going to work around this? I'm not going to look at this as an obstacle. I'm going to look at this as a challenge to be met. So I think that's cool. And I wish I could get more cards and dice guys, you know, involved here, because I don't want people thinking that just because I do I do just all digital baseball on here, that I love cards and dice. I just don't have the room for it right now. So the more guys that even contribute in the chat, I'd love to know what's your favorite cards and dice games. So from VFS 148, we got Strat and payoff pitch. You know, for Robert, it's inside pitch. I know he's a big fan of Fall Classic. I know Ken Castro loves Fall Classic. His game, he's an APA gamer, played some Strat back in the day. Clee Baseball Fan is a Strat guy. John DFW, Strat guy. But digitally, out of the park baseball. So John able to navigate both worlds. Loves Strat, cards and dice. Loves out of the park for digital. Give some of these a try, guys. I don't mean it to be a commercial for out of the park, and I know that's the one I leaned most heavily on. It's not meant to be that. I don't own a pen. I don't get a penny from Matt Arnold and all those guys, and Will Bay and all those folks. I don't get a penny from anybody, and whatever. But maybe kind of explore out there and see what's there, and play a game that allows you the freedom to maybe create something that would be cost prohibitive in this game, that again just is crazy. It's just crazy, the amount of money. I can't see paying $80 for a game in a season. I don't. But that's me. That being said, for those of you that do play Strat Baseball, PC Baseball, I hope you have fun with it. I do. So Sam says that eBay sells old Status Pro box games with the prices vary wildly from $65 to $400 and up. Good God. Well, you know, it's what the market will bear, and they've kind of created this sort of cottage industry, haven't they? Right? So I guess you got to love that. Let's have a look on eBay here. Let's have a quick gander on eBay, and let's look at Stratomatic baseball. And let's look at cards. All right, let's bring this over here. And boy, are you right? They do vary wildly. So you guys are looking at it here. So here's the for 29. Now here's the 2019 cards and dice version for $70. You can buy it right now. Right now, near mint, and all cards are sealed. So you want the 1969 season? It's gonna $40 for cards and dice. $140 for 1969 Stratomatic card set ungraded. So which again, that's a whole nother topic that I don't feel that I'm really qualified to talk about. This whole idea of these game cards as collectible cards. I mean, maybe they're following things like, Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, I suppose, maybe. I don't know. This is nuts, though. I'm sorry, but $300 for this? I mean, I don't really know what this is all about, but it ain't cheap. $246 for the Founders Edition for Strat cards and dice. I mean, it's a hell of a hobby. I mean, let's face it, it's not cheap. That is for sure. There's wow, this is one of the ones I left in Europe. Oh my God. So there's $200. I remember buying this, man, and it was like when I bought it new, I think this was like $49. Jeez, going for $200 now. Incredible. There's all 1976 for $295. And I get, for the cards and dice guys, the visceral feel of it. And I'm not knocking this at all. If you're willing to pay it, go for it. I think that's awesome. Go for it. The black cards, I think, are stupid, though. I don't know why you want that. Tell me why. Are they easy to read or whatever? Or are they just cool? Do they attract chicks? 1999 Strat Baseball with additional players, $200. Expensive hobby, isn't it? Expensive hobby. But let's face it, Apple cards aren't cheaper either. I know that. So I guess if you look around, though, there you go, Stratomatic All-Stars for 1933, 1983, $279. And you're ready to roll up all kinds of cool stuff there. So that's nice. But I don't want to lose that focus. This is about the Stratomatic PC game. All right, guys, thank you very much for coming in today. It was just nice to have a little chat and just allow me to have the floor. And I am looking forward to comments. And again, as I end this is not a slam on Strat. It's not a slam on people who play Strat. It is just a burning question about a game that really adds nothing to the digital table that already has been done, and in many cases has been done better. So thank you to Samuel Smith, although he didn't realize it was going to be an inspiration for this. Thank you, buddy. I always appreciate you. You know that, with all your great recommendations for baseball books, films, historical sources, what have you. Can't beat it. Too bad Strat doesn't keep all cards and dice seasons in stock. Instead, it becomes a collectible phenomenon. That's an interesting point that you bring up there, John, too, because all the seasons here for Stratomatic PC baseball, you can get them. So, and I remember there's even a card viewer So these cards exist electronically. They exist electronically, but they create this kind of weird artificial supply and demand type thing. And I don't understand why. Because if we go here, I've seen guys beg for this season, that season, whatever. So not really seeing any gaps here. They're all available. They just added 1970. I don't know why they waited so long for 1970, but for the digital game, but okay. Going back to 1871. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But if you go to the board game, and let's do the board game, all products, baseball card sets by season. And boy, big gaps going all the way around here. So yeah, hey, look at that. I don't understand why. So why the gap between 1998 and 2003? And then they didn't card 2004, 2005. It went to 2006. 2008, but then it skipped to 2012. But these cards exist. And on the there's an app, right? For you can view, it's a free app. You can view every Strat card ever made. I don't know if that works on PC, but I understand it works on a phone. So let's say I wanted to buy 1949 because that's a hell of a season. I keep saying folks should replay. $55, and it is in stock. What? So has anybody ever asked Strat, hey, why don't you guys do a print on demand? Maybe they do. Do they print on demand? Okay, so some of those PC rosters. Okay, so again, I always love clarification and correction. VFS 148 says some of those PC rosters are not updated to Strat Advanced yet. 1970 was updated to Strat Advanced, so the PC roster is updated. Not all PC seasons are Strat Advanced. Okay, so basically, if I'm understanding you correctly, that these baseball card sets can be played either as like kind of Strat Basic, Strat Advanced, and Strat Super Advanced, and that's why there are the gaps. Whereas in the PC game, they are not all at Strat Advanced. Okay, that makes sense. Because I often wondered why the big gap in years. Okay, good to know. But why not give people the choice if they don't want to play Strat Advanced? I know a lot of people say, oh my God, it makes my head explode. They just want to play Strat Super Advanced. They just want to play Strat Advanced. Well, obviously you can do that in the PC game. I think John brings up a good point in that respect. So thank you guys both for your comments on that. So I don't know. Again, I don't want to be here making enemies about this among Strat players. I mean, John is a stalwart on this channel. Has created our Ned McGreevy Discord. And you know, I think he knows I'm not slamming the game. I'm not slamming Stratomatic baseball. I am, however, saying that the digital baseball game is not. I would not recommend it in any way, shape, or form to anybody that wanted to get into digital baseball. Just better products. And I probably could have made this a 5-minute video and said that, but instead it's an hour and 45. All right, thank you to VFS 148. 2 more times you come into the channel, you get a wrench, which is pretty cool. John DFW, Samuel Smith, Aaron Reed. Aaron Reed doing some Pure Sim baseball. I'm very glad to hear that. Tony M stopped in here for a little while. Tessie Ashpool came in. He said just picked up Out of the Park 26. AP was here talking about Pocket Pennant Run. Joe Murray was with us. I got to get with Joe on some stuff. Philip Reynolds was the first one with us. So guys, until the next time we meet, we'll see you around the base or around the batting cage. I'm sure there's going to be lots of good baseball done by lots of folks today and this evening, and I might be back later myself. Till then, take care and thank you. You guys are like family to me, seriously. Everybody's been around and everybody that's just joining up. Take care.